Hello and welcome back to another quick rant. I'm Rob Murphy of Holistic Healing Choices, and today we're talking about oils, crystals and chakras. Now, one thing I want to get clear with these is these are good for you. Don't worry, they support you and they do everything else. But they do tend to sometimes fall into the category of maybe you don't need them as much as you think. Now, what I'm saying there is, while all these are good and they will support you and they will boost you, don't rely on them. So especially the chakras, if you're saying that you can't do something because your chakra is out of balance, more or less you're not quite right, to put it nicely. And also what I'm saying there is, more or less, you're lying. You're making up an excuse as to why you can't perform at your best. Which is all it is, which is all most of these sort of boil down to. Most of the time with oils and your crystals and your chakras, and as well as say supplements, everything like that, if your performance is lacking because one of these is out of balance, or you haven't got that crystal with you, or you haven't taken that supplement, or you haven't had that coffee, you're relying on an external thing to make you whole. Whereas really, you have to realize that everything you need is already within yourself. All these things do is bolster or support some sort of function. It's your ability to be able to do it. So stop telling yourself that you can't do it because you forgot your crystal, you haven't applied your oil, or your chakra's out of balance, or the moon's out of whack, or whatever it is. Now, working in the alternate health industry, you see so many people dealing with these things. And the answer is much the same. You are all you need. And in that too, like, these things will support you. There is the energy of the crystals, rocks, all that sort of stuff. But if you forget that rock, you should still be able to do what you're able to do, what you want to do, what the world desires from you, whether that be at work, whether that be at training. Just because, you've forgotten to take a certain oil or something with you, or a certain supplement even as well, getting into that as well, you should still be able to do what it is that you should be able to do. And don't over-rely on them. There's such an over-reliance on all these things. Especially when you go to the gym, when people take those supplements and they get that performance boost and it feels great. I've been there. But my take on it is, I want to know that what I'm doing there comes from me. It's not just because of that supplement. Because let's say I take that supplement and I'm able to bench press 150 kilos or something ridiculous. Now, if I see a little old lady walking down the street and a big 150 kilo wall falls on her, I still want to be able to go down and help her to the best of my ability. Not, I'd love to be able to save your love, but I haven't taken my pre-trainer. You're out of luck this time. That sort of crap. Now, while I'm big on recovery stuff, because I want to be able to get back out there and get back into doing whatever the hell it is I want to do, whether it be weights, running, whatever, working, I don't rely on them. Sometimes I don't even take them. Like, maybe that's just because I'm pretty crappy at building a routine, but I want to know that my body can repair itself, recover itself, do all those things itself. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, what an absolute idiot. Why wouldn't you use all these things to your benefit? No, stop using oils, crystals, chakras, supplements, any other substance that you use to boost yourself as an excuse. Everything you have is already within you. Most of these things give off the placebo effect. So you get your... I don't actually have any crystals. So you get your crystal. Now, being that I don't actually have any crystals in the room here with me, you get that, and let's say it's a black tourmaline, which is meant to help with radiation. So it's meant to absorb a whole lot of radiation, rather it than absorbing it into your body. Great. So let's say you leave that at work or something, you get home, you're meant to be on the computer for at least an hour or so. You can't then use that as the excuse. I mean, Jesus, get up and move from the computer for a little bit. Stop being so stagnant in front of it. Push the monitor back, get a keyboard, stretch it out, that laptop further away from you. Whatever it takes, stop using that as an excuse. If you're able to do stuff before you had those, and I mean maybe they do bolster you up a little bit, you should still be able to get at that same level without worrying about all those. And chakras, whatever you do to balance yourself out, keep doing it. Good. But never use them as an excuse as to why you can't do anything. If you can't think straight, you know, maybe it is your third eye or your brow, your crown. But maybe too, it's also just that you had a crappy night's sleep. Or you're under a lot of stress, which will put them out of balance, yes. But stop using it as that excuse. Chakras is one that you never see that much of, but everything you have is within you, is the bottom line of what I'm trying to get here today. The placebo effect is huge. So if you believe that applying these oils and stuff gives you that boost, see how you go without them. See if you're able to still do what it is that you're meant to do, or you could do while taking or applying those oils or having those crystals with you. Because chances are that 100% you will still be able to do what it is without them. Now, by all means, still use them, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have them. And another little bit on cigarettes as well. So many people are so reliant on cigarettes. You've got 40 or however many chemicals are in a bloody cigarette. So you smoke it, it does a certain thing. So one, it hypes you up a little bit. So if you say, oh, I need to relax, I'm having a cigarette, you're lying to yourself. So many people use it for a time out. So many people use it too for anger relief. Now that's another lie, because it just hypes your system up. But it becomes such a crutch that you need it. So really I should have had cigarettes on there rather than chakras, because they're the same sort of thing in that case, that you perceive that you need it. But in reality, all you need is a bit of better state management, a bit of better ability to calm yourself down. But, you know, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's not likely to change. It's not likely to be outlawed or anything, because it makes so much money. And just to wrap up, in clinic, I never ever diagnose or use or give crystals and stuff like that away to people, because I don't want them to become reliant on it. My job is to empower them enough to know that they have all they need within them. And if they don't, work on it. All it takes is a bit of work, and you'll get to where, you know, you perceive that crystal or whatever will have you. And it's just like a child and its teddy bear. But anyway, guys, that is it for the quick rant on oils, crystals, and chakras, and even supplements and other substances that, you know, you use to bolster yourself up. But anyway, guys, that's it for quick rants. I'm Rob Murphy. I'll see you in the next video.